Hello. Happy Friday. We are here. So wait, I did promise some dancing. So let's let the music play for a little bit. This will be a special Friday. Yes, we are dancing into the weekend. I hope you are well and welcome. If you are unsure of what or which Caribbean Carnival that you should attend or go to whenever you're planning to travel, then you are definitely in the right place. It's your girl Isha here, Carnivalista in Chief of Events by Ashé, where we plan unique and life-changing Caribbean Carnival experiences. And welcome and thank you for joining me today. I've been gone for a minute. There's been a lot of travel that's been happening for me personally, business-wise, but I am here. All right. So be sure to say hello in the comments. If you're watching us, just leave me a comment, say hi. And if it is your first time lining with us on YouTube, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this about travel, food, getting your life together, and the Caribbean Carnival culture. And again, if you didn't catch me live and you're watching the replay, please comment #replay so I can big you up and say hi as I look at the comments. So today's video is all about, and it's created with the purpose to help you choose a Caribbean Carnival. Now, you might think all Caribbean Carnivals are the same. They are not. I can assure you. Each one has its own flavor to it, and I'll go through as much as I can with you today because there are so many Caribbean Carnivals. I am focusing on the larger ones in the Caribbean, and I'll kind of talk a little bit more about that as I go along. So there's a lot of information to get to. So in case you're wondering, again, what makes me an expert to talk about this, I've been attending Caribbean Carnivals for over 2 decades. I also lead group travel experiences to carnivals throughout the Caribbean on several islands. So I think I'm a little bit of an expert, right? All right. So as I go about talking to people who are interested in traveling with us, or, even when I meet people and I tell them about the Caribbean Carnival culture, I always get 2 questions. So the first question that I ask is, what do I think about insert North American Carnival here? So, I'll get asked questions. What do I think about the Labor Day Parade? What do I think about Atlanta Carnival, Hollywood Carnival, Miami Carnival, Caravana, which is Toronto Caribbean Carnival, which is where I am originally from. I was born there. But I get asked that question all the time, especially when people find out that I arrange group Caribbean Carnival travel experiences. They always ask me, what do I think about whatever North American Carnival? So my answer to them is usually to say, you need to go to the Caribbean to experience Carnival, really, because it's just very different. It is a freer experience. And even our clients who come to us and say, hey, I've been going to Atlanta Carnival for years, or I've been going to Toronto Carnival for years, and then they go experience a carnival with us in the Caribbean, they always like, wow, this was way different from what I was expecting. So yes, that's the first question that I get asked. What do I think about whatever North American Caribbean, whatever North American Carnival? And I usually tell them, just come to the Caribbean. All right. So the second question that I get asked all the time is, which carnival is my favorite? And I feel like choosing a favorite carnival is like choosing your favorite child, honestly, choosing between your children. There are certain things that I love about each carnival that I've been to. And that's really what I'll kind of focus on today. What I really enjoyed about, Caribbean Carnival or specific Caribbean carnivals. And I've kind of grouped everything into considerations. So if you are deciding or trying to decide which Caribbean Carnival you would like to go to, then I'm going to go through today's webinar and kind of say, okay, well, you then need to think about this, consider this. And that's really how the flow is going to go today. I have 3 considerations for you, plus 1 bonus consideration. And of course, as I go about and I'm talking about any of the Caribbean carnivals I'm going to be talking about today, please put your questions in the chat. And I will be happy to answer any and all questions about Caribbean carnivals as much as I know, right? Because of course, my knowledge, although it is over 2 decades, I still don't know everything. I don't think anybody knows everything, but I will definitely try to answer any and all of your questions as much as I can. All right, so there we go. The first consideration. Oh, wait, before I get into this, let me make sure I have any questions. Okay, good. So the first consideration is not very fun. So that's the first thing I'm going to say. The very first consideration that you need to think about, number one consideration, is the length and the duration of the Caribbean Carnival parade in question. All right. Now, why is this important? This is important, especially if you are a newbie to Caribbean carnivals. And I say this even for those who have been to North American carnivals. All right. So if you are a newbie to Caribbean carnivals, it's the very, very first Caribbean carnival. And when I say Caribbean carnival, I mean experiencing carnival in the Caribbean, to be absolutely clear. All Caribbean carnivals are not equal in this case. There are some that have a longer parade. There are some that have multiple days of a carnival parade. So you have to think about that, because you need to think about your endurance. If you are a couch potato, okay, like you don't even work out or go to the gym or walk or run or whatever the case may be, then you probably want to go with a carnival that is less intense, or that the parade is not so long, or maybe it's just one day of the parade. Because there are people who prepare up to a year in advance, especially some of the carnivals that are longer parades and multiple days. There are people who prepare up to a year in advance to experience that carnival. So you being a couch potato and your endurance is probably not up where it needs to be to survive a carnival parade. That's why this is your first consideration. And easily the longest and the most intense parade is in Trinidad. All right. So Trinidad Carnival the parade happens over 2 days, Carnival Monday, Carnival Tuesday. It's 13 to 15 miles long on each day. Yes, you heard me correctly. 13 to 15 miles per day. So Carnival Monday, 15 miles. Carnival Tuesday, 15 miles. That's a lot of parade, right? So as I said, if you are, again, a couch potato, you can't just jump up tomorrow and be like, hey, I'm going to Trinidad Carnival. You will get mashed up. Okay, mash up, because the parade is very long, and that's only 2 days of your Trinidad Carnival experience. The rest of the days, you're not laying around, you're fetting, you're doing juve, you're doing this, you're doing that. So you really need to be physically ready. And I don't mean, flat stomach and abs out and all that stuff. I mean, you just need to have endurance to keep up and be able to experience everything in your Caribbean Carnival experience. And it is, a dizzying array of colors and, sensory overload. And it's a wonderful spectacle that you will remember for the rest of your life. However, how are you going to remember it for the rest of your life if you get mashed up because the parade is 13 to 15 miles and you were not ready, right? So you definitely have to take the length and duration of the parade into consideration. Now, another island that you definitely want to consider in terms of parade length, parade duration, is Grenada. Now, Grenada's parade is not as long, not as like 13 to 15 miles like Trinidad. However, they do have a parade on 2 days. In addition to Juve on Carnival Monday morning, like Trinidad, because Trinidad does have that. Plus, Grenada has a Monday night mass parade as well. So, yeah. You have all of these things that go into those 2 days. It's just 2 days we're talking about. So in Grenada, you will have Juve, you will have Carnival Monday parade, you will have Monday night mass, and then you will wake up for Carnival Tuesday the next day. So while that parade is not as long, it is as intense. And I have to say here, my favorite event in Grenada really is their Monday night mass. It is just a spectacle to see. The lights are amazing to see during the night, and everyone is wearing something that has lights on it. So there's lit hats, cups. Your cups have lights on it. There's light sticks that are waving. People get really creative with lit visors and a whole bunch of stuff. So it's just really, really, really amazing to see all of the lights at the night, people just dancing and having a wonderful, wonderful time. That is definitely by far my favorite event in Grenada. All right. So that part, definitely make sure that you are considering. That is your first consideration. Like, what is the length and the duration of the parade, so that you can keep up and you can enjoy every single minute to make memories that last a lifetime. All right. Now, a side note is that my favorite juvets are Jab Jab Juve in Grenada for sure, and Juve in Trinidad. Those are just my favorite juvets amongst all of the juvets that I've ever experienced. They're very different, mind you. Now, Jab Jab Juve in Grenada, of course, they have the ashes or they have oil that, you know, they smear all over their bodies. Ooh, and I have some pictures. Let me don't forget the pictures. I almost forgot the pictures, but it's okay. Oh no, this is the wrong island. That's the wrong island. Where are we here? Oh no, that's the wrong one too. Oh no, I know what I did. I forgot the pictures. I'm so sorry. But that's okay. I have pictures of other stuff as you saw. But really, the juvets are very, very different. So I'm sure you've seen pictures of the people covered in oil, covered in black ash for Grenada Spice Mass Juve. It was so much fun. It is not as organized as Trinidad Juve is, I guess, reported to be, because of course there are free form parts of Juve that happen in Trinidad as well. But in Grenada, there are no Juve bands. Like, everybody is really literally in the streets having a good time with each other, covered head to toe in oil and ash. So it's more free flowing, and I enjoyed that. I also enjoyed about Grenada, it felt like it was a really big lime, you know, and if you're not familiar with what a lime is, it's, you know, when people get together, there's music, there's food, there's drinks, and everybody's just having a good time. Like, Grenada felt like a really big lime. You know, you didn't have to be all pretty and makeup and, you know, whatever, fancy clothes or anything. Of course, you're just covered and you're dirty, right? So that was really a lot of fun, you know, just hanging out in the streets. It had a very, very local feel to it, you know. So if mingling with the locals is really important to you, then Grenada Juve is going to be totally a jam. If you like the whole free flowing aspect of, you know, just either just people watching, maybe you just like sitting, you are dirty, but you just like sitting and watching everything. The people watching is spectacular in Grenada Juve. And then my other favorite Juve in Trinidad, of course, is more organized, because there are a lot more Juve bands, and these are organized groups that sell packages. So you can experience Juve in the streets. You can have access to drinks, you can have access to foods, and of course, paint, and a DJ truck, you know, all that kind of stuff. So in Trinidad, it's more organized in that way. So it's more organized Juve with a band or whatever. But I do like that organized aspect of it in Trinidad, where you are with a band, you know, you have your cup, you get your drinks, and, you know, you get all your paint, and you chip down your road behind the truck, have fun with your friends, throwing paint or whatever. So those two are definitely my favorite Juvets in the Caribbean as of today. All right. So let's go on to the second consideration. And again, if you're watching, please leave me a comment, say hi, and also leave me any questions that you have about Caribbean carnivals that could probably help you decide which one you want to go to. All right. So the second consideration is if you are a foodie like me. In this case, all my foodies, you have to experience cropover in Barbados. All right. And this is especially, I'm speaking to my seafood lovers. Yes, I am a seafood lover, and I love the food in Barbados. So in Barbados, you can get everything from, and this is what I have my pictures for. Here we go. You can have everything from fine dining experiences, like, you know, you're seeing some wonderful pictures here, everything from fine dining experiences to Oyston's fish fry, you know, which is just all of these. It's a wonderfully very, very local experience, and it's so much fun. So it's every Friday in the Oyston's Fishing Village in Barbados. And there are many restaurants that are down there. And when I say restaurants, you know, they're like little huts, basically, in across one section of Oyston's. It's right by the water. And you can get any kind of seafood. I mean, every different kind of fish. You can get grilled lobster, which I highly, highly recommend. It is so good. And it's at good prices as well. You can get shrimp, really big, juicy shrimp. I mean, and then you get all of the Bajan sides that I love, because Bajan macaroni pie is the best macaroni pie throughout the Caribbean. I don't care what anybody else tells you, but I'm telling you, it is the best macaroni pie. So all of the local sides that you can try that you probably wouldn't get going to a fine dining restaurant, then you definitely get that at the Oyston's Fish Fry. And you get to eat with the locals. There's so many really delicious eating experiences that you can have on the island of Barbados with the local people. So again, if you are really, really into getting a local and authentic experience, Barbados has a little bit of both. You know, it does have the fine dining where you can do the fine china, you can have the fancy drinks and all that stuff all over the island. And you can also get local dining experience as well. And I can guarantee you, you will not have one bad bite of food on the island of Barbados. All right. It is just really, really fantastic for foodies. All right. Now, if you are a foodie, another island that would be good to experience a carnival on is St. Lucia. So you can actually get curated cooking experiences. So if you wanted to learn to make St. Lucian food, you can easily find cooking classes with a local chef or anything like that and really get that St. Lucian cooking experience. You can have their mouth-watering local dishes, which you will absolutely love and want to eat your fingers. There is lots of great seafood in St. Lucia as well. And really, that's the second consideration. If you are a foodie, then those two islands, St. Lucia Carnival, definitely experience. Barbados Cropover, definitely experience. Those two are great, and it's easy to find wonderful, unique food. And for the foodies, that's what you're looking for, right? You're looking for something you haven't tasted before. You're looking for flavors you've never had before. So yes, definitely check out one of those two islands. All right. And again, if you have any questions about Caribbean carnivals in general, something that can help you to narrow down which one you want to go to, or maybe you don't even have a Caribbean carnival in mind and you're like, I don't know what I don't know. Definitely leave me a comment, say hi, and give me your question. All right. Now, the third and final consideration is your budget. So if you are experiencing a Caribbean carnival or thinking about experiencing a Caribbean carnival for the first time, you will get sticker shock. All right. A Caribbean carnival prices, they are not the same as if you are doing an all-inclusive vacation. So I know, many of our clients are American, and, you have done the all-inclusive in Jamaica or, on some other Caribbean carnival island. It's not, no, that's just not carnival. All right. For more established carnivals like Trinidad, Barbados, Grenada, St. Lucia, you can expect to pay $2,500 US and up. And that does not include your airfare. All right. That's why I'm telling you it's different, right? The most expensive out of those four that I listed is definitely Trinidad Carnival. However, the other carnivals are really not that far behind. I've definitely been seeing a trend of prices coming up on those other islands that I mentioned because they are more established carnivals. They are definitely encouraging and wanting more tourism and more foreigners to come to their wonderful island and experience their carnival. So I have been seeing prices creep up on those other islands as well. For those of you who are kind of like, well, how far is my dollar going to really go? The Trinidad dollar is roughly 6 to 1 US dollar. But keep in mind that what you would pay in, let's say, Barbados, because the Barbados dollar is 2 to 1, so 2 Barbadian dollars to 1 US. Even though the exchange is vastly different, you will pay more in Trinidad because their pricing in Trinidad is more expensive for your costume, your accommodations, definitely, and pretty much anything else that you're going to pay for during Trinidad Carnival, you are going to pay more for it, even with the currency conversion, taking that into mind. Okay. And that's just because Trinidad Carnival is one of the biggest carnivals in the Caribbean and it's in more demand. So they will charge a premium, right? So it kind of evens out, even taking into consideration the currency conversion on each island. So just definitely keep that in mind. Of course, Grenada and St. Lucia follow the EC or Eastern Caribbean currency. Barbados is the Barbadian dollar. Trinidad is Trinidadian dollars. All right. So in all of this, considering your budget, planning is really going to be key for you. You have to understand your budget and what you can afford and then decide your destination, kind of work it that way. You'll definitely save a lot of money planning 6 to 9 months out to your carnival experience. You'll get cheaper flights. Usually hotel rates are still reasonable around that time. So make sure that you are planning in advance. That is very, very key for any Caribbean Carnival experience that you are considering. All right, so that was the third consideration, and that is your budget. So let us talk about that bonus consideration that I told you about. And that is the time of year. There are some of us who have more flexibility in the winter, or we just desperately need to get away in the winter. And there's some of us who, summer travel is really great for me. I would really rather to travel in the summer. So then you need to keep in mind, if you are wanting to experience a Caribbean Carnival, what happens at what time of year? I'll tell you off the bat, there are several of the more established Caribbean Carnivals that happen in the summertime. So the months of July and August, there are more than enough Caribbean Carnivals to choose from. All of the ones that I mentioned today happen in July and August, and that was St. Lucia. Barbados happens in July. Those two happen in July. And then Cropover happens in August in Barbados. All right. Trinidad happens in February, March timeframe. So Trinidad is a little bit different. The dates, well, actually, no, I shouldn't say that. The dates of all of the carnivals change every year. Like, for example, Barbados Cropover is the parade falls on the first Monday of August. So the date actually changes from year to year. Same with Grenada. Grenada usually follows the week after Barbados Cropover. So it's usually like the second-ish weekend in August, depending on how the dates fall. St. Lucia is usually mid-July. So anywhere from the 15th to the 17th, or sometimes as early as the 13th to the 17th, the dates can vary of the parade in those 4 days. So the dates change every year. Now, Trinidad is a little bit different. It happens in February/March, as I said before. And those dates change as well because it follows the Catholic calendar. And Carnival Monday and Tuesday in Trinidad happens right before the Lenten season. So there you go. If a summer carnival is easier for you from a job perspective, or maybe even from a family perspective, the kids will be out of school, it'll be easier for somebody to take care of them for a few days or whatever, then a summer carnival is right up your alley. Then St. Lucia, Grenada, Barbados, some of those larger and more established carnivals, probably that's for you. Now, if you desperately need a winter break, then Trinidad is the one, right? You can definitely, as long as you plan far in advance, you can definitely get into Trinidad Carnival for your winter getaway. All right, so I talked through 3 considerations for you to choose a Caribbean Carnival, and I hope this information was helpful. Consideration number 1 is parade length and duration. We want to make sure that you have the stamina to go through whatever length of the parade and the duration of the parade is, so you can be awake and around to enjoy all of it and you don't get mashed up, right? So the second consideration is, are you a foodie? If you are a foodie, then as I said, Barbados and St. Lucia are some great options for you if food is your thing and you'd be more like, I think I want the food part, definitely a foodie kind of experience, and I want carnival. And I would say Barbados, St. Lucia, those are your jams, okay? And then the third consideration is your budget. Make sure that you're planning well in advance. Understanding that if this is your first time you're looking at anything Caribbean Carnival price-wise, you are going to have sticker shock. You need to make sure that you have your coins in order to experience any Caribbean Carnival. All right. And then your bonus consideration is, what time of the year would you like to travel? So those are the considerations I have for you today. Let me see if I have any questions. If you're watching, you have a specific Caribbean Carnival question. Oh, I forgot to show some pictures. Let me talk through some pictures right now. Okay, so this is more foodie pictures. And I had to include this picture of St. Lucian rum because these are photos that I took in St. Lucia. They have a dizzying array of local rum that is made on the island of St. Lucia. So if you are a rum lover, St. Lucia's your jam for sure. And of course, this is me with a coconut because there were coconut water vendors on the side of the road. Love, 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 love that. And last but not least, some avocado toast at the hotel that we stayed at. It was such a good avocado toast. Woo, yes, love that. And French toast. As you can tell, I love breakfast. Breakfast is my favorite meal of the day. I'm not ashamed to admit it. And this breakfast was fantastic. So yes, definitely put your questions in the chat if you have any Caribbean Carnival questions. Now, don't forget, we make it so much easier for you to get to a Caribbean Carnival, whichever one you would like to experience. We have group travel experiences to Grenada Spice Mass, Barbados Crop Over, St. Lucia Carnival. Those are all live on the website right now. So I can tell you Spice Mass and St. Lucia are leading the charge. We are over 30% sold, I believe, in both of those packages. And as I mentioned, Grenada Spice Mass is in August, St. Lucia Carnival is in July. Barbados Crop Over is a little bit behind, but still definitely picking up speed. So if any of those, if a summer carnival is what you need for your life, then we have all of those available on our website now. And I will put the website in the chat. If you're watching the replay, the website will be in the description of the video. Oh no, my chat is not working. Oh dear, my chat is not working. I will put it in the description to the video so you can visit our website to look at any of those packages. All right. Now, the other thing I was going to say is if you are interested in Trinidad Carnival, that is really the one that you want to experience, given your length of the parade, duration, all of that stuff, you've taken that into consideration and you still want to go, we will be releasing our Trinidad Carnival packages for 2025 in January, and more information about that is going to come. So definitely once you see the description to the website, in our description, click on the website, get on our mailing list, and we will keep you in mind. As with any of our Caribbean Carnival experiences, all you need to do is buy your flight, pack, show up at the airport. That's it. That's all you need to do. We handle everything else, all the other coordination, no stress on your end. You will have a stress-free travel experience and carnival memories to last you a lifetime, of course. All right, that is it for me today. I do not see any questions. You can get some questions in, and let's see, 1 minute. I'm about to play the music and say bye. And thank you so much for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. And that is it for me today. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend. Agon, till the next line.